I am Mark, and I'm a civil celebrant, and I'm not sure if you're all aware of what a civil celebrant does. So basically, we create bespoke ceremonies. You still need to do your basic legals at the registry office as a 2+2, which is the cheap option, and then come to me and I create a fully personalised service. And that can include any sort of content you want. One of the things I like to offer my couples are symbolic actions as part of the ceremony. These can be varied. They can be anything from traditional methods such as the unity candle, the loving cup, tree planting, cocktail mixing, if that's your thing. But one of the things that's very popular now is a very ancient tradition called handfasting. And it's actually where the term tie the knot comes from. And it dates back hundreds of years to a time when the marriage contract was more about property and assets between families. So they would have to tie the couple that were going to get married together for about 24 hours to stop them running away from each other. But we don't do that. I'm not doing any bondage. So when I do knots, it's very loose, and then the knot that is created is, it varies depending on the different type of hand fasting that I'm going to be doing. There's no hard and fast rule. There is a pagan ceremony, a full hand fast ceremony, and this is a much simplified version of that. But it's a really lovely moment to have as part of your ceremony because it symbolises the binding of two people together, your hearts, your hands, and all the importance that goes with that, your love. So you can use any number of cords or ribbons, something that maybe is appropriate to your families. Particular colours have different significance. So for example, obviously yellow is associated with people returning home. So I shall go through with what I'm using here, with these cords, but you could use ribbons. And you can have any number, and that means that you can also involve other people in the ceremony. If you wanted children to take part, they can come and lay ribbons over the hands of the couple. If you had, say for example, Celtic and you had tartan in the family, you could have a ribbon of that particular tartan, or a piece of material that matches the bridal veil. So there's all sorts of options. It's a very personal choice. So if I could ask a couple to volunteer to have a bit of hand fasting done. Anybody would like to do that? Would you like to take part? Thank you. What's your name? Robin and Heather. So this particular form of hand fast just involves their right hands. So if you place each other here. And it leaves the right hand free, that if you wanted to do your ring exchange, you could still do that at this moment. Or it could be a time when you could do your vows. So what I shall do, come behind them, and if you will hold each other's right hands by the palm, that's lovely. So you're really sort of getting in touch with each other's life force. Now, I've chosen these three contrasting colours because they look nice. So I could say, for example, you might be into nature, or green signifies growth, renewal. Then gold, prosperity, wealth perhaps, abundance. And then white, which of course is the very traditional wedding colour, which symbolises innocence, purity, and a new beginning. So what I would do is then start binding very loosely. This is just one method of very many. There's no, as I say, no hard and fast rule. So those just hang there very loosely now over the couple's hands. And at this point, as I say, you could either put the rings on each other's fingers on the left hand, or you could use this and there could be a blessing. You could actually have the rings in your hands. There are some forms where you actually have both hands held, so you've got like a layer situation where you have one hand underneath, which I could say was providing support for your future, and then another hand over the top providing shelter. So I would say some blessings or some words about how the binding of the cords symbolises the binding of two hearts together, your lives, and how your hands are very important. But these are the hands that are going to support each other in the future. They're going to perhaps applaud when you celebrate something, when you do something great. They're going to comfort you, perhaps when you're grieving, or perhaps when you need a hug. So the hands are very, very important symbolically. Then towards the end of it, what I would do is then say, if you can hold that end, and you take that end, now don't pull anything yet, withdraw your hands slowly, these hands here, that's right, and then just gently pull that knot together, and as you see, that creates an infinity knot. So that is then something that you can get a crafty friend to put into a deep frame and turn into something really beautiful and as a symbol, as a souvenir of your wedding celebration day. So thank you very much. Thank you. So as I say, that is just one particular symbolic action that you could have as part of your ceremony, just to add something really memorable to your day, something different, something to talk about. But there's all sorts of other options, as I say. And with a civil celebrant-led ceremony, just to repeat, all you have to do is the basic legals before, and that can be months before, days before, the day before, the morning of, at the registry office, which is the cheap option of having a 2+2. Then you would come to me several months before or whenever, and then we work together to create the ceremony of your dreams. Literally, it's your day, your way. Thank you.